Alright everyone, hello, greetings and welcome, hello. My name is Harrier Citadel, avian alien sentinel of Port Misthaven, perpetrator of creative chaos and general maker of things. Welcome in this fine evening/morning. Hello. Hey, I hope everyone is doing well. I should probably say the thing in the other language again since I want to practice that. Let me think. Can I remember it? Ohayo gozaimasu. Hariashi to imasu. Sori koi uchi in Misthaven jousai ni sunde imasu. Dozo yoroshiku onegai shimasu. I apologize for my accent. Daibu e yokoso. 私の日本語が変だったら許してください。I'm still very much early in my learning stages, so I ask for some patience while I try. Actually, actively remember to study in between everything else. It will settle in my brain eventually. It will. With use. Only with use will it begin to settle. So we don't use it, we lose it. In any case, welcome in. I hope you guys are doing well. Today we are continuing work on Sishian's VTuber model. Today we're going to be working on art layers again. So we are going to be looking strictly at clothing more today. We're going to be rendering more clothing. Trying to get that closer to the finish line. Would love if they had a cane while walking. A fancy one. Ooh, that's something to take up with Sishian. I'm not the character designer. I'm just I'm just making the model. But I do agree that a fancy cane would be very on point for this outfit. Very on point. What about me? Mic audio so low. Oh no, that won't do. Let me just dial that up there. Hopefully that's a bit better. Also I'm talking quietly. That's probably an issue. Hold up. Let's just do the thing. I'm going to sound really weird for a moment because I'm going to just switch on audio monitoring briefly. And that totally messes with my head. So we go over here and we dial that up a little bit. How does that go? A little bit more. Okay. That should do the trick. Okay. You summoned me by saying my name. Yes, indeed. Calyx had an idea in chat regarding your character. Why was it changed? Actually, I've changed none of the settings on my audio side. But Windows happened. So, things just start behaving weirdly when Windows messes with things in the back end. So, with every update, a new audio bug pops up, apparently. So yes. Also, I needed to not have my microphone between where my face is and my camera, so I just need to have a little bit of distance there. So there's that tiny bit. Otherwise the face tracking breaks. But we're otherwise okay. Also, I generally speak quietly because at the moment it is just gone 3 in the morning, and my office is right between 2 bedrooms, and I've not got the ability to fully close my door. because otherwise the LAN cable will snap. All of those fun things, right? Right. There's always another logistic madness. Classic Windows hijinks. Yep, precisely. We do what we can, though. We do what we can. So yeah, fun times. Today I managed to get a little bit of rendering done on Sishian's waistcoat. Aside from doing battle with my desk again and trying to debug why hotkeys have been broken for the last week and a bit, which took longer than expected and found itself with less than satisfactory results. So yeah, if it doesn't cost anything and you got a good design for it, I might consider it. Yeah, it's literally just a suggestion that Calyx posed only now, so it could look good. I haven't got any ideas at the moment though, but that's entirely because at the moment my brain is slightly putty. just a little bit putty. Not too putty, but just a little bit putty. Alex, hello, welcome in. Good to see ya. Hope you guys are doing well. Alright. Yeah. So I've been bashing my head against a little bit of a brick wall for a large portion of today. Had some victories, had some non-victories. But today we are continuing with what I hope will result in more victories. So let us head over to the main meat of things. And that requires me to manually move because my hotkeys stopped working for the Tube Studio. Like, it's just not taking my hotkeys. So I gotta do all the manual stuff now. Because it does not like combining things. Oh dear. So yeah. Maybe I should try and find myself a stinger. Make that entire thing a little bit less weird looking. maybe we'll see. Yes. So I've been working on the waistcoat today. I did the metal details over here. I'm currently busy doing the metal details on this bottom piece of trim. And then I will be able to flip the waistcoat. Because we've got a shiny that's going to go across both of that. The one on the lapel is actually separated from the shinies that is on the main torso of the waistcoat. They will be able to move somewhat independently of one another, so that as upper body movement is doing upper body movement, the shinies on the lower half are not going to be necessarily bound to it. But yeah, now we are just working on getting our trim to trim appropriately. What layer is this? I believe this was supposed to be a multiply layer. Yes, this is going to be a multiply layer. And in this block, there we go. First things first. Grab the right brush. That's always a good start. And give this a little bit of an edge. right. That'll work. That'll work. And now, shinies. The shinies go across there and give that a nice little bit of highlight. Okay. Now, the last thing that this needs is a little bit of shadow on this side edge, and then this part will be good. I need to sleep now. I hope everyone has a good time and the stream goes well. Alright, Alex, thank you so much for dropping in. I hope you enjoy your rest. Thank you so much for dropping by. I really, really appreciate it. Rest well. Yes, me. Good night. Okay. Next, I was going to do a little bit more. So another layer. So then that should be ready for those two. Get duplicated. Move down. Show and grab our ruler and flip horizontal. There we go. Okay. Side symmetry ruler. Right. And then on this side, what we want to do is remove invert selected area. Yes. Is that side out? So now I'll be able to compress the sides in the front view when we take that into the rig, so that it hugs the body a bit better. But we still see it in its most stretched form now, which will be what we'll see when the body is rotated to the side, so we won't have to have too much in the line of stretching pixels like that. Okay. Now I just want to check. The next thing that needs to happen on this is going to be the side is port, the side is starboard. So rename these two. Now we come to port. And I need an ink layer. I'm going to want to do is I will want to put the buttons themselves on a separate layer. For a little bit of three-dimensionality. But hint towards our construction. Don't want that to be too heavy. It's the sort of detail that I want people to kind of discover when they look closely. That doesn't hold too much attention at first glance. There we go, there we go. Now, yeah. Shade for our buttons. Just like that. And now we can do our folder. Button 1, 2. Okay. You know what? I'm feeling fancy. I'm gonna do an interesting sheet. Let's put a little piece of this motif on the bottom. Yes. Okay. Hide it for a moment. Now what we're going to do with pure white. There we go. I want 2 of these. And I want both of them to align like that. Good, 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 good. Now what I want to do is I want to hide the one. And this one, what we're going to do is we're going to just scale this down on the same aspect ratio now that that's lined up. Perfect. So this is going to be waistcoat, button, base, grab silver, fold. There we go. Now here, that is down and arrange. Center. Now it's the right side on the right place. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go grab that and create a mask. Cool. Am I going to be doing the done right now? No. Okay. So now that will become a multiply, which we put down to our button base. Right? Was that in fact the done? Yes, it was in fact the done. I knew I was doing the done somehow or another. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to first put this on layered color, and we're going to make this like that. Alright. Now merge down. Now multiply. Now flip. Okay. Now we've got our pattern on our button. Now here, what we're going to do is we're going to grab this, and we're going to go shrink 1, 2, 3. Into selection. Big brush. Right. Like that. Actually, just gonna pull like that. And grab that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Delete. Filter, blur, Gaussian. Right, lock, pull. Right. I want to make this slightly bluer and slightly more saturated. Yeah, that's better. Okay. That'll work. Now, on top of this, we want, I just want to see this is going to move And then there's going to need to be something like that. Which can definitely get darker. On one side. And this is going to behave on a rotation, sort of like that. So that shine and that shadow and that pattern should help to get some sense of this pattern. Yes, happinesses. Was that supposed to be a multiply? Was that supposed to be a multiply? That was supposed to be a multiply. Was that supposed to be a multiply, or was that supposed to be a linear burn? It was supposed to be a multiply because linear burn is not an option for Live 2D. Why? Because VTube Studio does not yet have the blending mode compatibility. So that's our buttons. So now what we need is drag this. And go copy. Paste. And that's going to be rim. And paste. Pattern. Highlight and paste inks tool. It's subtle details, but it's the sort of thing that viewers appreciate when they see them. Save. Especially when something like a short or something gets recorded where more of the torso is visible. So I don't want to necessarily cut corners on the big fancy looking buttons, of which there are only 2. So we've got the shirt button, we've got the waistcoat button. Check, check, done. Now, next thing is gonna be shirt or shoes, I'll put more guys for shirt like that. Okay, let's handle the shirt. Yo, next. I need to hydrate, apparently. So, everyone, time to acquire our nearest safe for consumption beverages and take a sip. I am on water. I would have had tea, except I only remembered that I needed to go and top up my hydrates as I was in need of switching on the countdown. And with that, that was not enough time to boil a kettle and the flasks were empty, so no tea for me this night. Tragic! Absolutely tragic, but it's fine, we survived. We'll just do with the tap gin, as it were. Make do. Make do. Fine. What's everyone else drinking? And let's reset. I think one of the things that I want to make for a stream is a little like 2D duplicate of my timer, so that it can also just kind of sit on screen. That would, I think, be kind of cute, because have the obvious timer blinking away. First thing I need to do is hide the waistcoat that was just all the time. What I am going to do is I'm going to grab all of those and hide them, put them in a group. Waistcoat. Hide the waistcoat. Ta-da! Yay! So much easier. Now. What colors I used? Okay, that shade of white as our base. Okay. And then green multiplies, okay. And I do not have a fabric. Okay, I've not got a fabric. So it's just these two and 3 layers of multiply. Okay. So we're going to start on the sleeve inboard, I think. So first things first, make that multiply and put it a little number. And here, make sure that that is in fact the correct shade of white. And then, I'm not holding my arm out all the way halfway across the continent. And because that would be less than pleasant. Okay, so first thing we're doing is applying a little bit of contour. do want to just doubly check over here with the top layer, and yes, I just wanted to check where our tension points are for these. So we've got over there, there, hide that one. Okay. So that should give us a rough idea of where any fabric should be pulling from. And now we just go in and soften everything up. Because this does not need to be thick. In any way, shape, or form. It's still weighing on me that I haven't managed to actually yet record the showcases for the other two models that I've already done. That is something that's been weighing on me. I will be prioritizing that. As soon as I have this one done, then I'll just record them all in a batch. And finally have a portfolio, because I have not yet had a chance to actually record showcases for the 3 models that I've built for other people. I think when this is done, I'm going to do a by application intake for the next model that I work on as well. It is something that I've been thinking on for a while. I do enjoy making the models, but being big jobs, I don't necessarily want it to be something I become inundated with and unable to really do other stuff on account of. I don't want to necessarily stop making models, but I definitely do want it to be something that is a little bit more of I don't want to call it an elite service necessarily, but much like the character design stuff, definitely not something that I end up taking more than I've got capacity for and end up then not being able to deliver it perfectly. So I will be looking at how I've got things worded on the actual for this. And when it comes to the ordinary combo, I will be looking into how exactly I want to operate. Because it's a lot that goes into one of these things. Okay, so what was my rationale? You know what? I think this was supposed to be a scene. This was supposed to be a scene. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these and make them all significantly Why? Because they don't actually do much to the silhouette. I want to make them significantly gentler. More of a slight indication of their existence than a necessitation. Okay. wrinkles almost there. Okay, I'm going to leave that one there for now. Next, multiply. And this one is going to be the contour. And that's this way. There we go. That looks like it'll do the trick. What I want to do is that one. Okay, sometimes oh no, that was definitely supposed to be yes. Does need correcting though is the seam. Is that definitely not going as it is? Right. Now back to our sleeve over here. We're looking at contour. Quite that much. Not quite that much. Like that. And we're going to do one more multiplier, and that is going to be Now, trim that down. And that up. Alright. That will do the trick. For where we have contacted the ribbons. And then lastly, I want to do seam. Because what I want to do is I want to go grab that and I want to go edit, outline selection, on border 1, okay, and then take that away. Here, I want to remove there we go. More tailored. Yes. Okay. Now that I can carve a little bit more subtly. So there we go. That should do the trick there. Something like that ought to do the trick. And a little bit of soft shadow over here to account for some angles. More of an edge over here. And then nudge that to the knee. Release. There we go. Now the contour is starting to make a little bit more smooth. Okay, that'll do. I just need to check on something really quickly. 1 moment, please. Okay, I thought something was going on outside, but it looks like nothing is. Okay. Nothing that I can find anywhere. So now, let's see here. Accordingly. Okay. I think I'm happy with that one. That section looks good to me. So now I need to do this again. First things first, make your multiply. And I'm going to make this our contour path, so like that. And a little bit of an edge. Just a soft little bit. Not too much. Because then it stops looking white. Okay. That should do the trick there. Then another one, multiply. And this one is going to be starting over here. And that's going to be the foundations of the sole wrinkle that you can see on this side. Do I actually even want to see that? Let me just think this through again. I don't actually want that scene there. So, which layer is that? This one. I'm going to take that out. And that is another hydrate. So everyone, time to acquire our newest staple consumption beverages. And let's take a sip. Just get this clean over here. So that we can adjust accordingly. Yeah. Okay. So, another hydrate. Everyone, acquire your nearest staple consumption beverages and let's take a sip. Yep. Necessary. So necessary. Okay, Then we reset. All right. Nope, not like that. Still got the gray over there. Okay. And then, sorry guys, had an internet blip. See also the shadows for which is not going to have that steep of an angle. Okay. Nearly there. By you. That should do it for that. Okay. Now, let's see. What that's gonna need is shoulder shade. Okay. And then part number next. Put a linear there and that can become a multiply. Otherwise it behaves the wrong way. And what we're gonna do, this is inside there. We're also going to put that out like so. Because I'm in fact not done, I need to do an outboard. I need to grab you, remove you, come over you, edit, outline selection 1 on border, okay, and then on this side, just like so. That's what that was attached to. Okay. bum, bum, bum. Now, what I need to do is that, and that here. That color. Now, begin. Now over here, what I want to do just ease that slightly. Yes. Like so, yeah. Okay. That should be good. That looks nice and seamless, I think. I think that looks. Now we need one more. Just like that. Very nice case. You see it here, like that. And back here. There's this one. So that should work over there. Now what I need to do is, this is yours, on here. I'm gonna double check. One. A little bit more direction up here, just in case, because I don't know exactly how the physics is going to behave on the arm squish just yet. Save button is probably not a bad idea. Save button, definitely not a bad idea. If you're working alongside me, then I also encourage you to hit the save button with whatever it is you are up to. So that we do not suffer collective agony of, oh no, I forgot to save my work. No! That would be bad. So, hit the save button. That'll do. That'll do. Something like this. Yes. Okay. Now that goes back on. And that actually is starting to look like a shirt. Yay! It's actually starting to look like a shirt. Wonderful. Okay. Now, what I want to do that's what I want to color match to. Yes, that's better. That's better. Wants a little bit of that bounce light off of the torso. Because the big white shiny thing right next to it is definitely going to cast light back at the sleeve. Guaranteed. And that means that needs a little bit of light over there as well. Like that. And it bounced. Okay, happinesses. I'm feeling better about that. Okay. So now we need to make another layer, which we're going to immediately empty. And that is going to be for our sleeve crosses. So we can do this. Sleeve ribbons. Here, black. Less. There we go. There we go. Grab the appropriate brush. not do that way. I want to use it there, I think. Yes. Lovely bits of layers. Let me do all of the ones this way first. Okay, and now right. And those two. And that angle is still not easy, so we're just going to turn our canvas like that. And nope. Like okay, now make that upright again, like that. Okay. Full color. Is in fact the same color? Yes, it is. Not completely insane yet. Yeah. Full. And let's clean up edges because I think I spotted some bleed in some places, which I do not want. Yeah. There we go, there we go. Put those back on. One, I need to clean up these edges by these shadows. So we need to go back to this is inboard, especially because yikes. Yes. And now we clean up this. And you Mm-hmm. Okay. That's inboard. Outboard is yeah. Let's just check. There. A little bit of this. Okay, that was smooth and easy. Okay, I'll take it. Save. There we go. There we go. Okay. So now that should be able to layer up nicely. Let me just see. I want to show our waistcoat again. Yes. All is well there. Slowly but certainly we are getting all the way through what we need. So as far as big block stuff goes, I just still need to do the hand, and the boots, and then it's detailing mostly. But we are really starting to get there now. We're really starting to get there. I'm feeling good about this. Okay. So what I have over here, I'm just going to go save duplicate into the other file so that if something decides to do the stupid, halfway through an export or what have you, there is backup. Ay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just copy this entire output folder, which is going to be a lot of information, so this is going to take a while. And when it's done loading, I should be able to come over here. And this is going to be And now what I need to do is the very careful and delicate process of whittling out the parts that are not yet ready to import and making sure that everything is on the right side and flattened appropriately so that I don't have excess layers. And the things that need to retain functionality, retain functionality. So it's going to be a little bit of a process. So, firstly and foremostly, I'm going to take out the cape in its entirety, because until I've got all of those appropriate pieces in place, I don't really want to remove that. I'm just want to zoom in a little bit. First thing that I want to do is I want to take out anything related to the shorts, because I cannot yet touch those. And I also want to take out everything related to boots, but I have also not yet touched those. That sleeve cuff back is also currently still empty, so all of those go away. I'm not ready for those yet. Okay, I know what those are now. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through top layer down and just see what everything is and make sure that everything that needs to be merged is merged, like that. And merge selected, like that. Now on the waistcoat button, everything is named appropriately, so I'm going to leave that as is. Copy, paste, Toaster, hello, hello, welcome in. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. And then this one, noses down. Okay. And that is a hydrate. So everyone, it's time to acquire our nearest safe for consumption beverages. And take a sip. Yes. Proposal can be met by next Friday. That's okay. Yeah, sure, absolutely. I was able to reply to it quickly, so on my side that stat doesn't reflect. Now it's the ball is in your court for the timing that you are able to handle. So no stress on my end. Greatly appreciated. Further feedback on that, Toaster. Please don't stress. But yes, how are you doing? Time for the deadline is not a pickle. That is also very, very helpful. Okay, so now I'm going to merge these down from the top down. That. Copy. And merge those down like that. And that should now be that entire section in one bit with. Do I need inks here as a separate thing? No, I don't, so that can go away. And the shinish. But I'm probably going to make the torso shinies for the lapels all on one layer. So I'm going to delete these. And I'm going to no, I'm not going to do that. I want this to be separate because these two are going to behave like that. Doing great, just finished some gaming on. Hope you enjoyed it. Okay. What were you playing? If you don't mind me asking. Okay, so I need to still do something on the starboard side, so I'm going to take that out. I'm going to take that out because there's still work to be done here. Namely, on the highlight. So, where is that? Over here. Starboard. Try mask. That. And make that this. And make that this. To not catch the light there. I do. And make that carry through the way. Like that, so that I don't accidentally have breakers. And then on this side. Like that. That. And okay. Okay. There we go. That's a little bit better. Grab those two, copy. Catch up with me, please. Copy. And go. Yeah. That one goes away. Merge down. Merge down. Merge down. Merge down. Merge down. Merge down. Okay. And then started. Okay. That works there. Grab you. You did. Paste underscore and collapse this. Ready? Next. Down here. 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 Yeah. Yeah. Down. Copy. Paste underscore. There we go. There we go. Now I'm just gonna double check on this side. No, I have not. Okay. So merges down there. Down there. Down there. And that. And that. Copy. Paste underscore. You. Julio, happiness is. Waistcoat. You now. Selected. Nope. Selected. All of that. You, what's your assembly looking like on the inside? This stays as is. Down. Down. Copy. Paste underscore. Okay. Selected. Selected. You. Recovery information. Fair enough. Hit the save button on the PSD. Yes. do. Okay. Now we continue. Merge selected. Merge selected. Merge selected. Merge selected. Merge selected. No. Did I really want to do that? No, I did not. Why? Because I've got an illusion of depth over here. Oh. So, selected. And there was method to my madness behind having all of these. There was method. Okay. And this. Wait. Delete more. Okay, almost through. No, am I actually? Okay. So first batch of clothing layers actually now ready to import. Woohoo! First batch of clothing layers ready to import. Yo! We're getting places. We're starting to get places. Save. Yes, I'm aware. What I do want to do is I just want to put those 18 minutes in the time log. I will do that later. I will do that later. I'll do that. But yay. Okay, so we've managed the sleeve and we managed to finish the waistcoat. I think that is a good chunk for 2 hours. So I still need to do the cuff on that sleeve. I still need to do the cuff on that sleeve. But for the bulk of it, we've got the majority of the torso covered. What's happening over here? That's part of the mask. It's fine. Okay. Okay. So obviously still the entire lower body to handle, and also some more details on the cape. With that brooch, and also there's going to be some embroidery that happens on the shoulder. Still got to fix that brooch ribbon as well. And then I need to do the tail. I must absolutely not forget the tail is the thing as well. So yeah, that is progress for this day. I am a happy burb. I'm a happy burb. We've managed big progress. So yes, that went well. That went well. Yay! I think I can hold it here for today. So let us put that over here. Oh, wild! The character movement thing actually worked. That's a surprise. The live 2D movement hotkey actually worked. Hasn't done that literally all day. Despite no matter how much I bash my head against the wall, it actually worked this time. Surprise. What happens when you just stop testing things and giving up on them? Nah, but thank you guys for joining me today. I hope that the mission grinding isn't hopelessly tedious for you. It is going to continue for a while yet, but thereafter we will be continuing with some finish. So in between illustration commissions, I will also be, I think, on stream focusing on working on those pre-game lore animatics that I mentioned yesterday for the rest of the Misthaven cast. As I figure each character out and where they come from, so that when I actually write their POVs, there's that little bit of stability, it'll help significantly. So yeah, I think I'm probably gonna start with Kai because he is, without a doubt, the one who's got the most solid, absolute solid backstory. And then after that, we'll figure it out. So I'm gonna see if I can, after this round of big commission projects, start working on that in the stream. In between commission work and doodle relates, which are coming back next week again. So, we got one new addition to our relic wheel, as well. So look forward to that. And yes, we'll see how things pan out. So in all likelihood, I will be working on rigging again in tomorrow/tonight's stream. So we are going to continue work on the hair, trying to get the front hair to behave itself. I will draw in the extra side hair layers at the end of the process as the last thing before I call the head kind of mostly done. Asterisk, there still needs to be an eye patch in here that needs to happen, so that's another layer that another set of layers that still needs drawing, but we'll put that in there. We'll get there. So we are tangibly close to being done with rigging the head, and with that in place, the rest of it is going to feel like it's going to hopefully move along a little bit more swiftly. Granted, the body areas have a lot more surface area to mesh, so that's going to be a tedious thing off stream that I'm going to need to sit and deal with, but we're tangibly close to finishing rigging the head. So my target is to have that done by the end of this weekend. That's going to be my target, is to have the head completely finished rigged by the end of this weekend. So sit on me like a bad rash in the Discord so that we can make sure that we get this done. I foresee myself having to troubleshoot some of my own bad decisions later that I didn't think were bad decisions until they come into practice, but we'll figure it out, we'll work it out, we'll get it or functional in the end. But thank you guys so much. I am busy passing out as I sit here. Which is actually honestly kind of a little bit of a nice change of pace because I have been struggling with insomnia of an irritating degree over the last 2 days. So, being sleepy, I think, is a really nice thing right now. Hopefully, my brain will actually be able to carry through with the sleepiness and actually let me shut my brain down and nap. Today has been Wednesday. It is now Thursday in most of the world. So let me just think very, very carefully for a second because I need to just remember which. Okay, I know when I am now. Okay, I was just looking at my schedule and that's pinned up on the wall next to me so that I know. Okay, what day of the week is it and how much can I afford to sleep today? But okay, so I've had a look at it. I figured it out. I know what I can do. And yes, we are all good. So, I will see you tomorrow for more hair rigging in the EU time zone. So we're going to be looking at whatchamacallits now. 1930 hours UTC. That's when we're going to be working. Tomorrow, and it will be a lot more physics. So if you are working on your own projects, I encourage you to work along. Bring interesting drinks for our half-hourly hydrate. And yeah, we'll keep plugging away at all of the things and stops. Alright, rest well. When you get there, I shall see you in a few short hours for more rigging. And yeah, if you've still got daytime ahead of you, then I hope you have a great day. If it is the time of the day where things are wrapping up only now, then I hope you get a good night's rest. Okay. Until next time, everybody. Night night and cheery bye.